What's going on, everybody? This is Travis from Candid at the Movies, and today I will be reviewing the survival suspense horror film known as Never Let Go. Now, this movie does star Halle Berry, Percy Daggs IV, and Anthony B. Jenkins. And the basis of this movie is about Halle Berry's character, who is a mother to two fraternal twins, are basically in British Columbia in the woods. They tie themselves to their house because there's something evil out in the woods, and if they are not connected to the house in any form, the evil can take them and then they will never be seen again. I can definitely say that this movie is interesting because it has a lot of different movies combined into one movie. You're going to get the feel of A Quiet Place mixed with Cabin in the Woods, mixed with a little bit of Frailty, and a whole lot of other films all combined into this one film. Will I say this movie is like a super crazy horror film? No. It's not gonna dwell deep into that craziness that you get with usual horror, but this is more like a psychological suspense film, making you second guess what you're watching, what you're seeing, and what you've been told in this movie. I will definitely say Halle Berry did a pretty decent job in this movie, but the main stars of this movie are the two boys. The two boys are definitely the stars of this film. They do an amazing job, especially with the point of one son believing his mother and the other son basically being a rebel and thinking against what his mom has taught him. I can definitely say with this movie, it is going to test you, especially with if you're raised a certain way where your family indoctrinate different things of what their core beliefs are onto you, and if you're going to rebel against that or think a little differently. That is something that I feel is a pretty good subject that they brought into this movie. The director, Alexander Ajahi, does a really good job with movies like that. But I think with this movie, what kind of hurt it more than anything is that you don't necessarily get an answer on everything that you're watching. Now, I will definitely say there are things that will make you second guess what you're thinking, but you shouldn't have the whole film second guessing everything that you're watching. That can either make or break an audience for you, and obviously from how little it made at the box office, that probably did it, and word of mouth is probably going to kill this movie. I say from my personal experience and love for movies, I love when a movie leaves it up to me to guess what's going on, but when you are given like the smallest of breadcrumbs in this movie and you can't ultimately come up with an idea or answer, that can hurt a movie. I know a lot of people will probably be like, oh, that's what I liked about it, but I feel like if you're wanting to make the maximum amount of money for a movie like this, you've got to do a little bit more than just being like, oh, I gave this little small breadcrumb that you can barely see. That's going to explain the movie. That's not helping anybody. That's not going to help you. That's not going to make you make more money. That's not going to get people to be like, I got to see this movie. Honestly, this movie is probably going to be something people are only going to remember came out just because it pops up on Netflix one day randomly. And they'll be like, oh man, I ain't never seen this movie, or oh, I forgot this came out. It's going to be something that's going to ultimately hurt this movie. And I think that's ultimately what made me give this movie a C-. I don't think it's bad. I personally feel that the ideas that I had with other people like Joe and other people that have talked about this movie, I feel like we had a better ending than ultimately what you got in this movie. But hey, I'd love to know what you all thought about this movie. It's kind of odd. I've been seeing praise and I've seen hatred for this movie. Some people saying it's the worst movie this year. It's not. There's a lot worse out there. But I can definitely say for its decent trailer, it left a lot to be desired. But I'd love to know what you all thought about this movie. If you're going to check it out or if you're going to wait till streaming, comment below, let me know. This is Travis from Candid. Catch y'all later.